So, you take your guitar to the guitar tech for a short back and sides. Basically, all you want is a quick restring and a bit of a setup. And there are three main things. So when that, I get them in all the time, and so when that happens, the three main things that I look at are string height, neck straightness, and fret leveliness. So let's have a quick look at the, there are other things as well that I'm going to look for. I'm going to also have a look at pickup height and intonation, and also make sure that all the electrics work, which is pretty, so there's half a dozen standard things that your local tech should be looking at. And price wise, well, we're just at the start of 2024. You should really be paying somewhere around the, depending on what needs doing, somewhere around the sort of 25 to 40 quid mark. So let's have a quick look at what it is we are looking for. So the first one I'm interested in is string height, and I'm using a string gauge ruler. You can buy these things yourself. They're a couple of quid off eBay. So what I am looking for at the 12th fret is on the high E string about 1.25 millimeters, and usually around 2 at the base. Now this one is terribly high. At the 12th on the high E, it's reading about 2 millimeters, and we want to get that down. Now usually I can just drop that using the thumb wheels on the bridge here, but there is sometimes a reason for the strings being too high, and that is if the neck has got no relief in it. It won't play unless the strings are high. You'll get choking and buzzing everywhere. So neck straightness, let's have a look at that. Okay, so immediately I can see that what I'm looking for is a little sliver of light somewhere around the 5th and 7th fret, somewhere in the centre of the neck. And I'm using 0.05 of a mil feeler gauge to see if there isn't any gap there at all. Now, it could just be that it is dead flat, and some guitars are perfectly happy with that, and it might be okay. But we'll find out once we've dropped these strings. But I should be able to get that tiny, skinny feeler gauge. That should really just go in there, and it doesn't want to. Probably not far off, but there we go. All right, and the next thing. Yeah, so the next thing are the frets level, and again you can buy these little tools, the fret rocker, again a couple of quid from eBay, and what we're doing is we want to check that there aren't any, so you put this across 3 frets, and we want to see if it rocks, because that means that you've got an uneven fret somewhere, and that would need addressing. Okay, so far that's alright. Because if you need a fret dress and crown, then that will obviously bump the price up. Is that a little rock? No, it's not enough to make any difference, because of course if it is, if you do have a fret that's high, it will create, you know, all sorts of sonic difficulties. Anything that you play below that, the string will automatically hit that instead of the fret that it's supposed to go over. It's okay. That's fine. The other thing that I will do, once I've got the strings off, is I'll clean the neck, and I'll also clean the frets. So, clean the neck. Lemon oil is absolutely fine. There are obviously dedicated guitar products, if you can get on with that one. Well, if you can get on with that, you'd be really lucky. Can we see it? Girl, it's an excellent product. Cleans and hydrates. And the other thing is very fine grit paper. 1000 is ideal, really. and that'll just polish the frets up without taking any material off them. And of course you want to protect the neck using little fret guards. It doesn't take too long, but yes, so I'm going to drop the string height and see if it actually plays. So what I'm doing is I'm doing any setting up where practicable. I'll do any setting up things before I change the strings, because that just makes sense. Right, I'm going to have a look at the heights and see what happens. So string height is now down to where we want it, 1.25 on the high E and 2 on the low E at the 12th, and the only way you can really check is by playing every fret. So there's no choking, no pinging, but let's also do a bend. That's absolutely fine. So the neck is dead flat, and it does seem to be perfectly happy with that. So I shall leave it alone if it doesn't need mucking about with. What's next? Oh, let's have a look at the pickup height while we're here. So what I use is, so this is a standard 4mm IKEA Allen key, and that I reckon that's okay. That I reckon wants dropping. I reckon if you can get one of these in, if you can get a little 4mm Allen key in, you're probably about right string height wise. Let's just drop that a little. It's not far off. I just want to come down a little bit. So, oh yes, so the other thing that we will check, that's fine. The other thing that we will check is the intonation. Hang on. I suppose I should show you really. So I've done the top E. Which is now spot on. So let's see the B, which is a little bit sharp. So I'm going to make it longer. In other words, I'm going to make the string longer. So I'm going to move the saddle back a little bit. Try that. Perfect. There you go. So that's intonation. Intonation, pickup height, the frets are nice, string height's right. Is that everything? And yeah, frets level. So string height, note relief, fret level, pickup height, intonation. Oh yes, so the next thing is we'll plug it in and just make sure that there's no crackles in the electrics. So very nice. Oh, the switch is right. Switch needs looking at because it's not bouncing into the centre as we'd like. I mean, it does, but only if you go back from the neck position. Right, I'll take the switch out and see what's going on with that. So it's actually now tomorrow, and I won't put you through all the pain and misery of my diagnosis of a faulty switch, which I did try and fix, but that failed. Basically, there's two pieces of metal folded together on each side of the contact. One of them had managed to double itself up. I have no idea how that would happen. But anyway, I couldn't straighten it out, so I put a new switch in, and now that works beautifully. Yes, super. So, nice new strings, lovely low action, nice, eh? Maple neck, mahogany body, low mileage, defo. I don't think there are even any dings on the frets. Yeah, so all beautifully set up and sounding wonderful. So, with that, I shall bid you farewell. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios, amigos. Ta-ra.